Hello and welcome to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes or Less, or at least I hope, behind me, the Ares Star Fighter, the Inferno. This is variant, well, 1 of 2 or 2 of 2, whichever you want to call it, a anti-capital fighter. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing, shall we? And you got to ask yourself, looking at the outside of this thing, where do you put all of the components, right? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be 95% of it, if not all of it, is on the roof of this ship. Right now, I have all the bays for the components open, and as you can see, you have coolers, batteries, power generators, shield generators, everything here. Jump drives, everything. So if I go ahead and close these up, I mean, it's easy to access because this thing sits so low to the ground. You can just hop right up on the wing and come up here. And there you go. You have access to all your components. Easy to, replace, take them in, take them off, put them in, etc. I'm also standing on the biggest gun in the game right now, a size 7 SF-7B bearing Gatling gun. This is the A10. I'm not going to try to make that noise again. That was terrible. But yeah, this is... oof. I just picked the worst place to do this, didn't I? But yeah, this is a fantastic fighter. It's a heavy fighter by Crusader, and it looks fantastic. It flies fantastic. But how does it really stack up against, soft targets? This is an anti-capital fighter. It's not meant to really go after the smaller targets out there. Like, if you're going against an Arrow, there are pilots out there that can easily do that with this ship. Is it meant to do that? No. It's meant to go hand in hand, paired with the sister, the Ion, which has a size 7 laser on it, laser cannon, that takes out a shield, and then this thing beats the crap out of a capital ship. Now, that's not to say you can't use this thing in smaller fights, especially against like the AI in PvE type situations. But the second you come against someone more experienced at flight, you might have some trouble with this thing because it's big, it's huge, it's massive. Look at that thing. An Arrow is 1/10 of the size, right? Maybe not 1/10, but you know what I mean. This thing also has a lot of missiles. You got 8 size 3 Viper 3 missiles, and then you got 12 size 3 Arrestor 3s. Here's some of them here, and then of course on the other side. And yeah, they're kind of beautiful. I just love their positioning there. It looks fantastic. It looks like it'd be pretty easy to get those out of there and replace them if need be. And let's make our way to the other side here. It's just got like a real stealth feel to it. Even though it's not really a stealth ship, it's really not. Because it's huge. It is. But it just feels like it almost sometimes because its overall look to it. But it is an amazing looking ship. You got storage here on the back and a weapons locker, so if you do have to land and do something on the ground, you do have a place to put your weapons. So if I were to take out a pistol here, I don't think I have pistol storage here, but, well, that's all right. What about, here we go. Yeah, I can place this here at least. Perfect. Are you sure we can't put maybe it's just this pistol. This is a big pistol. Let's go ahead and take this rifle back. I'm going to equip that. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and shut the storage here. Now, I don't usually do reviews of ships that don't have interiors and whatnot, so this is a new one for me. Not the ship itself, but just a style of review. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get in the cockpit, we're going to take a look around, and then from there, I'm going to show you what it can do. I'm going to put it in some fighting situations against smaller ships. 99% sure it's going to be all AI pilots, but this is just kind of looking at that big gun roll and, watch things explode. And let's see how it flies. Let's go ahead and get in the cockpit really quick once this wind stops pushing me. Yeah, right. Okay. Good little animation here. Very beautiful, very beautiful. And let's take a look around. So you got 4 MFDs in the front. You got just buttons left. You got some on the not left. I said left, looked right. You got buttons on the right. You got buttons front and center. They're not like you know, they're just the hovering text like always for right now. That's going to change soon, so that'll be pretty cool. If you look down, you do have an ejector seat. So if you are in a hairy situation and you need to get out in a hurry, just go ahead and pull that, and you're on your way out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Watch this. I'm not going to shoot it yet, but you can make this thing kind of... Oh, I did shoot it once. Don't tell anybody. Now we got this thing in the air. Let's take a look at the combat with a little combat montage. Nice. This thing's quantum drive is insane. You just jump the distance in such great speed, and you have such great amount of fuel in this thing. I'm just impressed. This thing has more fuel than the 400i, and it's got that massive gun, which I can't stop looking at, by the way. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll say this thing flies like a dream. Even though it's a bigger fighter and it probably has a much higher EM rating and everything, as I'm looking there on the dash, it definitely has a higher rating. It flies great and it feels great. As you've seen in the multiple combat videos there, I know they were only against PvE targets, but I couldn't find any bounty targets that were anything other than AI. This ship packs a punch. That Gatling gun, the size 7, it takes out the smaller targets in a matter of mere seconds. Bigger targets, if I can find any bigger targets, I will definitely make a video on that, demonstrating the capabilities of the Ares Star Fighter Inferno. An amazing ship. Honestly, given the role that it's supposed to be in, I'd say this ship is a 10 out of 10 for the anti-capital fighter. The fighter overall, 10 out of 10. Are you going to attack small ships with it? Probably, because why wouldn't we? Because when you're in this thing and you have that big of a gun, you feel real cocky. I mean, you got a ton of missiles, you got a ton of firepower, you got Crusader behind you. It's an amazing ship, and it looks fantastic. Let me know what you think of this ship down in the comments below. I'd like to see what people are doing with this ship. Obviously, you're probably sticking to those bounties, but I want to kind of hear what experiences have you had with bigger ships, going against bigger ships with this thing, like hammerheads and carracks and just things of the variety of that size. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I kind of wish I could just hit like the exit button. The chair turns all the way around, and then right behind me is just a very small like bed area with a restroom and a small kitchenette. Wouldn't that just be that thing would just round this out completely round this whole ship out. Still a 10 out of 10 though. Yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10.